G'day peeps. I wonder if I can, there you go, zoom the camera out. That was a bit weird. Must have been taking photos in too close. Welcome to a Sunday session. And we're going to talk about numbers, because numbers are just numbers, and its age is just a number, time is just a number, dates are just a number, depending on what you follow. But knowing your numbers is part of the deal. So, Muzz will be on shortly. First things first. Happy birthday to Mum. Have a great birthday today. We went and had cake this morning. It was awesome to share that with the family. And secondly, reconnected. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers in in the world. Muzz wants to come on video. So let's get Muzz on video and get the connectivity going. So we'll lean into numbers, and there's lots of numbers to talk about today because there's all sorts of numbers. Here's Murray.
G'day, gang. How are we?
Fantastic. And I already said happy Father's Day to all the gentlemen, and happy birthday to my mum. So we got
happy birthday, man.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day, everyone. Bloody hope you're all getting spoilt by your kids in one shape or another. If you're able to be home, and I'm sorry for the ones who can't be home with their kids.
Yeah, it's a fair point. That's a fair point. But that's one of the reasons why you start an online business, so you can spend more time with your kids.
Absolutely.
Okay? Don't just change your water, change your life, change your thought processes, change everything to be there for the family that needs you and being able to provide and stuff like that. So then that certainly revolves into the numbers game. And you've been doing some numbers work today, haven't you, Muzz?
Absolutely. 76 wieners. I'm happy I've got my numbers right now. It's I think it's pretty crucial for anything we do, isn't it, mate? Like, you know, for me, like instantly it's for the business, but the business is to support my family and myself. And like you yourself, you've been busy on the books today. The last little while, haven't you? And that's next level, knowing where you stand within the business again, for your family, for your employees.
Yeah. So other things, apart from what's been going on, it's field day. Yeah, we've had all the machinery field days. It's that time of the year when we all go to different places. And I think Darren was last week, and I got Newdigate this week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so we go to Newdigate because that's closer, and the same people go to the same, tractor shops go to track the shows, and you go there and look at tractors and stuff like that, and
all the
learn about and all the new inventors follow the plan of the field days so they can maximise their exposure to the people. Maybe they should all start online businesses, and they probably all do have Facebook pages and know how to advertise and stuff, but you don't know about it until you see them. It's part of their exposure. So if they did ads and then they targeted farmers or something, they might not have to go to so many field days. Or I used to love taking stuff to the field days. Been there over times, taking sheep studs to the field days, gone there as an oil salesman, gone there as a network marketer for another company. Tried that one time. And the most profitable business out of the lot was probably oil salesman, because everyone needs lubrication, so you need to keep things moving.
In so many ways. And that's machine oil, I'm assuming you're talking about.
Yeah, it was part of the deal with the race car was being sponsored, and then I turned into a oil distributor as well. So I would bring it into town, and said farmer would come and see me at the field day, and I go, "Hey mate, special on 205s. This is the price." He goes, "Yep, good price. By the way, part of the deal is you're local. I bring it out to your workshop. I drop it there. So if your drum's empty, I put the pump in it, put it on your oil rack." That's part of what I was doing. That was my customer service niche. To go, I know how busy farmers are, and you just need oil. So I'm going to drive it out there. I had the cruiser set up. I had the little crane, so I could take the full ones off without hurting me back.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
denting the drums. Still got the drum sling. Yeah, money well invested.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that was the gig, and sold dozens and dozens of drums. Sometimes bigger farmers bought it by the pallet load. Some farmers even buy oil in IBCs, 1,000 litres. Yeah, if you're a big enough operation, you go through enough. I have personally thought about it because we went through 600 litres of hydraulic oil this seeding. Well, when you start doing hydraulic ram seals and one set will go and then the other set will go, and I just got to get enough fixed, and you got to get seals in and got to keep the tractor moving. So you make sacrifices here and there, and it all adds up. You got to know these things.
And it's scary when that starts happening, and I forget. I mean, we've been pretty lucky that most of the time we've caught, haven't necessarily caught them all at once. I mean, you might have seen it the day when I did a hose on a loader, and that was only a little loader, but that was probably 10 litres of oil there. But machines that you're using, the reservoirs must be huge.
Yeah. Well, if you blow a random thing that happened years ago, you blow a pressure hose to run the fan on the air seeder. If you don't see it, by the time you hear that pump cavitate, that's 80 litres gone.
And see, that's the thing I forget. Most times I've had mishaps. It's been on an earth moving machine, and everything's in front of me, so I can see it straight away. I didn't even consider that. That's huge.
Yeah. When it's behind you, and it could be, we've got air seeder box that sort of blocks the view of half the bar. So we got cameras. So you got a little camera screen there so you can see the bar.
Yeah.
But then there's the box down the back. And if on the back of that box there's a hose that goes, or gets a pinhole in it, or you get a mallet, flick up and grab it or something, and you don't know. And then you do the headland turn, you go, what's that mark on the ground? It looks really wet there. You turn around and have a look, and there's this shower of bloody oil coming out the back of the bin, out the pump. Oh, jeez.
Look,
all adds up.
Things happen, but my heart just sinks for you thinking that. Like, I'm just like, talking about numbers. There goes the money pissing out behind you.
Yeah. I'm even that sort of guy. I've calculated, and it's different year to year. I calculate what it costs to fill the tractor up. How much diesel, time, stuff like that, product. Then you spread the product over the hectares is a fair cost because that's where it's going. But the time you spend on filling that tractor up, and then you go, what is the time when the tractor's not moving? And that's harder to calculate unearned income type thing until you know, like I've got 20 plus years of facts of you seed on this day, this is a potential yield. You seed 2 weeks later, you are 200 kilos less. And it's almost a lineal decline like that. Optimum day of seeding to when you might actually get it because you've got a few breakdowns or staff have sick days or weekends and footy, and you might roll your ankle at footy, can't do stuff. Stuff happens. But down goes the line of what the potential yield of that crop is.
Be fascinating to actually see it on the graph. I mean, the way you're demonstrating it, you could just map it out on a yearly thing in a graph. Say, right, this is why we have to do it here, so you can show people like this is what's so crucial to do it now.
Yeah. It's also like, and that reminds me, it's like something I've done different this year is reduce my mating times on the sheep.
Yep.
So Dad liked an extra long one. So I've gone to something more industry acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that, we marked the sheep this year, and I went, yeah, right. So that mob's not 130%. Why is that? Oh, that's right. I didn't have the rams in for 15 weeks this year. So I only got, what did I get? 90-something% in the merinos.
Yes.
Which is not bad. But that's probably a shock to their mating cycle is maybe I picked the wrong week. Maybe if I went 1 week back or 1 week longer to get that third cycle, and you might get those couple more lambs. Or you just accept the fact that the user programmed to that, and it will take generations to reprogram the sheep to mate in that period, and they'll cycle and get used to that.
Yes. And that's an interesting thing. I mean, my uncle's talked about it before, even with the cattle, like, you know, trying to tighten things up so that when the calves dropped, it was just easier to mark, like talking about. So you weren't waiting for over a month, 5 weeks, 6 weeks for everything to finally drop so you get in mark calves. So it's horses for courses in the end, isn't it? Really, I suppose.
Yeah.
Candy. Get up here.
Good dog.
Sit.
Speaking of horses, I've got a ram sale coming up next Friday.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh!
So
And where, is that one of the field days, or is that at home?
This is a on farm one. So this is Stewie's business.
Awesome.
And I had realised that, you know, to sell rams, and I've advertised in the Farm Weekly and stuff. We've discussed advertising last week, and I've done Facebook pages, and I got the stud Facebook page, but I hadn't really counted how many rams I've got for sale. I know I've got over 100. Right, that's easy.
Wow.
But then we had them in last week, and I went, all right, we've set up the sale pens, got it all nice and pretty. Let's just get the rams in and have a count, because, you know, one or two might die, or one might have a limp, so you don't put that up for sale. And so what have I got? All right, that's easy. So I counted them, and I found out how many I do have. So there's 17 Cheviettes, 52 black Suffolks, and 49 white Suffolks. So
wow,
I'm not without.
No, absolutely not. That's good numbers there, Stuart.
Yeah, and that's I can't remember. So if I'll have to pull up last year's lambing figures. So I know this year we marked 220 off 180 sheep in the stud mob, but then that's the black and the white Suffolks together. So I don't know that until I draft the lambs out to go, all right, we got this many white ones and this many. So I didn't work out the percentage rate. It's 220 off 180 anyway. It's rough figures. So that's it's a few 125 odd percent. It's not bad. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
That's for that same 8 week in those mobs. So
yes,
they produce.
Absolutely.
The merinos weren't that fantastic, but knowing those numbers is what I'm able to give to the agent, so I can talk to not only the people that I sell to, but the people that he sells to, and hopefully more people see these videos and these ads and inquire and read the Farm Weekly and check out the Facebook page, because that's part of also knowing the numbers. I can log on to Facebook and it tells me I've had 23, 15, 6 more people look at the DBM studs page. So then you see who's viewing the page, because that's on the ad in the Farm Weekly. So people are making the effort to go, oh, I'll just scroll on Facebook, see what he's got going on.
Yeah. And that's super important. And again, it gets back to what we were talking about before, making the most of the digital technology to bloody get yourself promoted like you've been doing.
Yeah. And once you've got customer interaction, then can you keep that engagement? So if they don't buy this year, and we sort of touched on that last week, not shutting the door. If they don't buy this year, will they buy next year? Will they watch the journey? If this year's sheep have had their challenges, so I would say they're a little bit underdone. And then next year I might have different feed sorted, paddock sorted. Anything can happen. It's part of what I'm looking at with the other numbers last week is lease farms or farms that are coming up for sale. It's can I, can't I, will I, won't I, finance this, finance that, who's got this financial thing. So I've investigated different loans, not just bank loans. You can get plenty of different loans from other places at reasonable rates. So investigating what their requirements are, stuff like that. So it's that's so I'm fair dinkum all through my numbers.
And it sounds like you're all over it, mate. And I think you've got to be a bit with what, especially what you're doing. I mean, the businesses, uh, um, groups, Facebook stuff, or social media stuff. You got your hands full with different operations, different organisations. So your organisation to be on top of it all is, gonna be pretty bang on.
Yeah, it's good to have. That's one thing about having good staff out the paddock.
Yeah.
It's because then you become an administrator. That's how I describe myself. I'd love to have a secretary or whatever so I could go back on the tractor. But no, I've got to do the emails and put in the reports and fill in the forms and all that sort of stuff. So I've become an administrator.
Oh, absolutely. And it's a bit. My uncle said the same thing to me years ago. Like talking about, I actually had a little small crew, and it was great. I was getting shit done, but I wasn't actually getting out and involved, and I was struggling with it a bit. And he said, Muzz, when you're the boss, you don't actually do the work. You are busy being administrator, secretary, cook, cleaner, bottle washer. You do everything. You pick up the pieces after the stuff's happened. Like, things will happen, but you got to be the one, doing the not so fun stuff. Yeah.
So
really
that's been the fun journey I've been living the last couple of, certainly the last 4 weeks. I've had abundance of stuff, so I've got a lot of stuff done. But with lots of stuff, there's lots of work done. There's also lots of glitches and mistakes happen and things like so. There's lots of things to fix.
Yeah.
And I don't know where the boys have been driving, but I've got a lot of flat tires the last couple of weeks.
Sounds like they've been up in the
particular cruiser.
Into the station.
That's all right. It happens.
Oh, it does. But it's as you say, it's these little things that it piles up, and things that you and I take for granted on our own property. We know places to avoid, whatever, and all of a sudden, you have someone else come on, and tools getting lost. The biggest thing I find that gets lost is fencing pliers and jacks. And jacks just fascinate me. The number of jacks we've lost over the years, and
safety glasses, gloves, they just magically disappear.
Oh, poof, just gone. And you're just like, well, what happened to the last pair? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll staple it to your friggin' hands next time.
I once upon a time bought the little clips you hook on your belt to hang the gloves on, but then you end up sitting in the tractor and it pinches, like you'll go to put your leg on the throttle, it pinches in your hip.
Yeah.
Fucking gloves, and end up in the back there somewhere, and it's like, tried all them things, but that's
done that.
perks of having a bigger business.
Absolutely. Well, I'm sorry, mate, but I got to go. My buddy, my lunch is calling me, so I need to skedaddle. Do you mind if I leave you with it?
You can leave me with it, mate. I was thinking we've about exhausted the topic of numbers. I'd hate to bore everyone with calculations. This isn't a math professor scenario, but
well, it's like a lot of things that we probably don't find that fascinating, but we've still got to be mindful of, don't we? And this is it's a bit like talking to the bank and all that. It's these things that have to be done to not necessarily be successful. Hopefully, it does make everyone successful, but it's just for your own personal benefit all round, I would have thought. But thanks for the yak, mate. Appreciate it.
No worries. I'll leave with this one final comment.
Yep.
Is when you make all this money, you do have to understand the tax implications, and understanding how that system works to your advantage/disadvantage, and having advisors to that is key, because having all these side businesses apart from the farm main structure, some accountants look at me and they just go, mate, what are you doing? And I just sit there and go, I got a plan, mate. Just watch, sit back and watch this.
Yeah.
So having all those calculations of investments, gains, losses, taxable losses, claims, no claims, understanding the ins and outs within each business structure, that's also been a fun challenge. I've got something on my laptop right now calculating projected losses on a business.
Yeah. Oh, well done.
Oh, yeah. If someone will invent a program or an AI thing to make it easy for us to calculate something, because it is numbers. The numbers matter. You know, it is the 1st of September. So, you know, we are starting. Let's make it spring, doesn't it?
Yes.
First day of spring.
Spring. Yeah.
There you go. According to the calendar.
The calendar. I must admit, it's starting to feel a little bit like spring to me here. I don't know what it's like down there, but yeah, days are starting to mix and match a bit with it being a bit warmer, and you know, it's interesting.
It's lovely down here. Looking forward to a nice, windy, wet Newdigate field day, because when it's windy and wet, you can't get frosted.
Yeah. I like the thinking. Yes, I get it.
Yep. So that's the bonuses there. You'll take the windy and wet. Might upset a few hay growers, but you can't have it sunshine and roses all the time.
You're going to have a few challenges, apparently.
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here.
All right, Muzz, have a good one.
Thanks,
I'll do the big sign off.
Cheers.
Here it is.
Ta-da.
Thanks to all the farmers that breed all the sheep, the cows. You can shove your goats where the sun don't shine for the food you provide. Thanks to all the veggie growers too, and do a wonderful job. Thanks to all the truckies that move the goods around Australia and other countries of the world. You're doing a wonderful job, because if it gets to your house and got there via a truck, I'll guarantee it. And then thanks to the service people and the veterans that have protected our way of life and fought for us and defended our freedom. So that's us. Peace out. Have a good one, people. Signing off for a Sunday.